Today we're driving the 2023 Toyota RAV4 Woodland Edition. Toyota has finally given us an off-road oriented version of the RAV4 Hybrid. Is this worth buying over the standard RAV4 Hybrid? Is it worth buying over the RAV4 Adventure or TRD off-road? If you want a hybrid, you can get a little bit better fuel economy. This is rated for about 37 miles to the gallon combined. It has 18-inch alloy wheels with Falcon Wild Peak AT tires, kind of a nice highway-oriented all-terrain tire, but still with some beefier sidewalls and a little bit more strength than your standard all-season. We have the shocks and springs and bump stops from the TRD off-road package, though no additional ground clearance in this Woodland Edition. It also comes with a roof rack. The running boards are optional. Yeah, let's walk around this today. We'll show you what it looks like inside and out. We'll talk about what it's been like to live with this week, and we'll take it on the road and give you guys some driving impressions. First, let's start it up. You can see we get some nice Woodland Edition floor mats down there. This has Toyota's 2.5-liter hybrid powertrain connected to an eCVT. So we get a 54 horsepower electric motor that powers the rear wheels. No physical connection there, no mechanical connection there, no rear drive shaft or anything. And we have about 219 combined horsepower between the hybrid system and the 2.5-liter naturally aspirated engine. Pretty basic interior. We get cloth seats, which I actually don't mind. Unfortunately, we don't get heated seats though, or a heated steering wheel. We get a pretty basic plastic steering wheel here for your $34,000. Infotainment looks good though, pretty standard there. No changes from what we've seen in a lot of Toyota models. Physical controls for all your climate. You get a trail mode, eco, normal, and sport drive modes. Nice looking reverse camera. Definitely a little bit of an improvement from our Toyota Highlander. So pretty bare bones interior. You could do with a few more options in something like this, especially if you're going to be driving it in inclement weather. I would like a heated steering wheel. I would like the option for heated seats. That would be very nice. These running boards are an optional extra, thankfully. They're about $600. I personally would not spec them because they're always getting in the way. They don't feel that strong either. They are nice though if you need to put stuff up on the roof pretty often, but also you could just step right here. Roof rack feels pretty solid. That could come in handy. This can tow up to 1,750 pounds. You can get about double that with the RAV4 Adventure and TRD Off-Road, the non-hybrid variants. More Woodland Edition trunk mats back here. You can see I had my mountain bike in here earlier this week and doing things in the woods, overland in this RAV4. That's what it's meant for. Nice storage space under here. You get a compact spare tire. You don't need a full size with this hybrid all-wheel drive system. Little cargo cover, which integrates beautifully into this back storage area. I left that out though because I want all of the cargo space in the back of this RAV4. I like the seat back protectors. These look really nice, good and rugged. Two grab handles here to close your trunk. Blacked out badges. Here's your Woodland badge right here. Looks like just kind of a vinyl sticker. Seats are very easy to fold up and down. More floor mats in the rear. Plenty of legroom in the back of this RAV4. We haven't driven a RAV4 in a while, so it's good to get behind the wheel again. Cup holders. I actually do like these cloth seats. They seem very durable, and you don't get as cold in them as you would a leather or vinyl seat, for example. Interior simple, good visibility. Not a fan of the plastic steering wheel, but otherwise looks pretty good in here. Great functionality, awesome ergonomics from Toyota. It's been cold this week, which is not ideal for hybrid fuel economy. So I've only averaged about 30 miles to the gallon. There is a bit of a fuel economy hit with the Woodland Edition because of those all-terrain tires and probably the roof rack. But standard 2.5 liter Atkinson cycle 4-cylinder ECVT planetary gear set. A very nice, reliable, and fuel-efficient powertrain in the warmer months. These bronze wheels look good too. Takes regular fuel. You can see the little blue badge, hybrid logo. I do like all the blacked out badges on this Woodland trim. It does look good for a RAV4, a little bit more rugged, and the new front end design here for the 23 model year does look sharp too, different lights. All right, that's probably enough for a walk around. The rest of this you guys have seen plenty of over the years. Some storage down here for cup holders, nice big spots, a little bit more space. USB-C ports there in the glove box, or center console rather. Here's the glove box. Good amount of space there. Nice place to put your phone and devices. Okay, let's set off here and see how this drives. Aside from this 2.5 liter being a little bit rough and loud, sometimes, especially on cold start, it's a pretty nice powertrain to live with. Super smooth acceleration, very fuel efficient if you're easy on the throttle, and with 219 combined horsepower, plenty of get up and go when you need it. Compared to our Highlander, this feels much lighter, more nimble, a little bit faster. Let's talk about the suspension on this Woodland Edition. So it shares a lot of the suspension components with the RAV4 TRD off-road package. Unfortunately, not the extra ground clearance. So this is 8.1 inches of ground clearance. The RAV4 off-road, TRD off-road, has 8.6 inches of ground clearance. Shocks, springs are a little bit stiffer in this Woodland. In colder temperatures, this is on the firm side for a vehicle like this. I think when you're driving this around in the summer, things are a little bit warmer, that shock fluid isn't so viscous, then you'll get a little bit better ride quality. Like I said earlier, good power here. Brakes feel natural. When driving this around in the dry earlier this week, didn't really notice a difference at all in handling compared to the standard RAV4. These all-terrain tires do a nice job cornering at the limit in the dry and the wet. They even do okay in the snow. They're completely quiet on the highway. Sidewalls just feel a little bit stiffer than the standard RAV4, and the suspension stiffness I think is part of that too. With these beefier shocks and springs, it'll be able to handle rougher, bumpier roads a little bit better than the standard RAV4, but again, I think you're going to take a little bit of a penalty in ride quality. We do get adaptive cruise control, lane keep assist, lane centering, all that good stuff. We also get a trail mode, which will send more power to the rear wheels. This doesn't have the trick multi-terrain select that you get in the RAV4 Adventure or TRD Off-Road, but it's still pretty capable in some off-road scenarios. You're mostly going to be limited by ground clearance in a RAV4 like this. I've always been a big fan of the RAV4 Hybrid. I think it's a fantastic daily driver. It offers a really nice blend of value, efficiency, reliability, practicality. I'm just not quite convinced that this Woodland trim is worth it, especially if you can get another RAV4 hybrid option that has heated seats, a heated steering wheel, a few more luxuries and amenities. And if you need to go off-road, throw a lift and some all-terrain tires on it, and you've pretty much got all the capability you need there. And if you really are going to be doing a lot of camping, maybe a little bit of overlanding, driving on trails, off-roading, you need that capability. Just swing for the Adventure or TRD off-road, and you've got a little bit more ground clearance and a better all-wheel drive system to boot. And honestly, the fuel economy difference isn't that far off in this hybrid in the real world to the standard RAV4. You know, maybe you're taking a 5 mile per gallon hit, but that could be worth it in the end if you need that extra capability. Let's put this in sport mode, see how it does off the line here. Pretty quick, pretty responsive. Aside from the slightly stiffer ride, really not noticing any difference between this and the standard RAV4 hybrid. Road noise is excellent on these tires. I was actually kind of considering this tire for the BRZ as a rallycross option, and it might be a worthy competitor to something like the Yokohama Geolander Geo15. I'd probably rather see a tire like this on a trim like this on a set of 17-inch wheels instead of 18s. I feel like that's just a little bit narrow of a sidewall. You feel there a little bit of stiffness. Oof. Yeah, there are some rougher impacts. We're in sport mode. RAV4 is getting a little excited. We'll calm it down, put it back into normal. I actually mostly enjoy driving this car in eco, where you can just kind of barely stay under that first level of throttle in eco mode, and that'll maintain your speed in EV. So right now we're maintaining about 41 miles per hour in EV mode and getting really good fuel economy. Take a right. While we're cruising, let's test out this sound system. Just the standard bass sound system, no JBL action here. Let's see what it sounds like. Still an EV, by the way. And the engine had to kick on up this hill here. Nothing too special about the sound system. Sounds about right for a bass system in this price point. Let's pull off the main road here and go onto a little dirt road stretch. See how these all-terrain tires handle some mud, ruts, maybe a little bit of water. Put it into trail so you can see our power distribution here. We're going to get a little bit more power sent rearward. All right, things are about to get a little bit bumpy. Not too bad at low speed. if we want to climb up here. A lot of traction control noise. There was even a graphic that popped up that showed which wheel was losing traction, where it was trying to send and distribute power. All right, we've got a puddle to go through with some sticks. Not too confident in this car's ground clearance. Let's see if we can sneak it through this tree area here. It is nice being able to kind of crawl through an area in complete silence in EV mode. Even in trail mode, the engine will shut off. Oof, ABS is really loud in these RAV4s. These tires do okay in the snow, nothing exceptional. I feel like the Geolander maybe had a little bit more bite to it. Gets through some mud pretty well. Take things at a little bit higher speed. Will it rally? Kind of. ABS. Turn traction control off here. So you can disable everything in this, and that is nice. Honestly, the ride off-road is quite good. I'm impressed with how kind of friendly to bumps this RAV4 feels. This isn't bad. It's tackling some of these bigger potholes with relative ease. Yeah, that's great. I mean, it's a little bit bumpy, but not terrible. I feel like the suspension and bump stops can handle some larger impacts in this. Not bottoming out. The suspension. Cool. Okay. So I guess the Woodland does do a little bit better than I anticipated off-road. Nice. Okay guys, I think that'll be a wrap for this video. Covered just about everything I wanted to in this. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Until then, hope you enjoyed this drive on the RAV4 Woodland Edition. Yeah, you always have to kind of step out from these running boards to avoid getting the back of your pants dirty and just kind of hitting your ankle every time. Good looking trim, though I'm not sure I'd take it over just a regular RAV4 hybrid with some all-terrain tires. I guess the roof rack is nice to have, and the appearance does look good. So it's kind of up to you. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. You kind of have to decide if the functionality and the aesthetic of this fits what you need.